Okay, let's start off with the Swiss Army knives, right? The multifunction tools that are really popular and that can do a lot of SEO related activities. And these are really the power tools that are really popular in the industry. If you've been doing SEO for a while, you've probably heard of these. If you're new to SEO, then these are tools that you should definitely look at. Some of them are cheap, but some of them are pretty expensive. So you may have to spend a little bit of money as you get better with your SEO and as you get more clients to access some of these tools. Okay, my all-time favorite is Scrapebox. That's like one of the first tools that I sort of installed and mastered. You need this tool. It's a one-time fee. It's about $50. It's got modules. Most of the modules are free, but it has a few premium modules that you have to pay maybe $10 for or $5 for some of them. And it's fantastic. They'll give you 2 installs with the single license, so you can run it on 2 different machines. I can't do without this tool. You know, it does a ton of things. It allows you to um, run queries on Google and get the top sites that are ranking for specific keywords, and you can enter combination of keywords. You can run all sorts of queries against Google, and then you can also manipulate files and data inside files, and then it has a rank tracking module. I mean, it's got a ton of stuff in it. It allows you to play around a lot with the data that you download from Google, like snip the URLs, like filter them, cut them down till the root domain. Uh, use proxies when you do these searches. It's really one of the. It's a. You can scrape email addresses. I mean, the list goes on. And if you apply your mind, you can do a lot of things with Scrapebox, which it wasn't built for, but it has these modules. Like you can probably run it to find URLs which are 404 or 301 or expired domains. It's a great tool. And then there's AHREFS, there's MAJESTIC, there's Moz, and Cognitive SEO. These are somewhat perform the same function, but they differ in power in some of the modules that each of them have. For example, AHREFS has the largest index, the largest crawl index of the web amongst all these tools. And AHREFS is, if there was one out of these amongst these I would recommend, it would be AHREFS, because they're making it more and more powerful. It's got a built-in rank tracker, on-page auditor. It's keyword researcher. You can spy on other sites. It's fantastic. It's really like it's a great tool. And I made a separate video on this. So if you're new to AHREFS, take a look at that video, because I cover everything that it does. Then there's MAJESTIC, and MAJESTIC is slightly less powerful than AHREFS, but it does have a very important function, which is why it's used a lot to find out the quality of expired domains and quality of sites. It's got its TF and CF, which is a trust flow and citation flow metric, which is very intuitive, and it's used a lot. And then it also has the ability to classify the links according to their topical content. So like it'll tell you like this page is or this website is around this topic. It's in the computer niche, or this one is in the business niche, or health niche. So it's got this and the classification is pretty neat, and AHREFS can't do that. So this is one aspect of MAJESTIC, which is really good. And you can use that for expired domains when you're looking for expired domains in different niches. And you find a whole bunch, you crawl maybe 100, 200 sites, you can quickly plug them into MAJESTIC, and you'll get the niches of each of the domains. So that's good. Moz is like the granddaddy one. It's been there a lot. It's been around. It's good, but it's gradually fading away, and I don't really use it much because its DA, which is the domain authority metric, can be gamed easily. And so I don't use that. I used to use it once upon a time, but I found AHREFS and MAJESTIC can do what Moz does way better. So Then there's cognitive SEO, which was the new kid on the block, and it's pretty decent. It's got some interesting metrics and an interesting dashboard, and interesting way of analyzing things. So you may want to take a look at that. Then there's LinkResearchTools, which is really expensive, but it was built around when Penguin and Panda came along, and all these demoting aspects of the algorithm were released, and sites were getting penalized. And they came around with the link detox tool, and they actually tell you how toxic a particular link is, or how, the quality of links, by just automatically using an internal algorithm, of course. They tell you the severity of the toxicity of a link, which is an important aspect nowadays when you're trying to get, clean links from good sites. Then there's SEO PowerSuite, and that's by Link Assistant. That's a suite of tools. They've got a rank tracker, they've got a website auditor, they've got an SEO spyglass where you can spy on competitors, and they've got Link Assistant, which basically allows you to research and find new links based on the kind of link you're looking for. Like if you're looking for blog links, or blog comment links, or forum links, or press release links and things like that. So based on what kind of link you're looking for, the link assistant will allow you to like search that. And the spyglass module. So these are different. Excuse me. So these are 4 different modules that exist inside the PowerSuite. You can buy them individually, or you can buy them all together. And mind you, to keep the database updated and keep these tools working, you got to pay the fee every year. If you can wait around when they have deals, they usually sell this at 70% off sometime around Cyber Monday, Black Friday time, Christmas time. And I think one, excuse me, maybe some other time during the year, they do have these deals where they bring down the price by 50%. And then these tools also allow you to white label your reports. So if you're doing client SEO, you can put your logo in there and make these fancy reports. So the SEO Spyglass, coming back to the SEO Spyglass, it allows you to basically spy on your competitors' backlink profile, just like the other tools like AHREFS and MAJESTIC would do. The website auditor lets you, you can run an audit on a site. You can punch in any URL, and then it just runs, it crawls the entire site, and then it finds broken links. It looks at the keywords that you're trying to optimize for. It gives you a report. It's a pretty nifty audit preparation module of this suite. So if you're like, a lot of SEO providers have that, free website audit bait that they give people when on their website, the visitors, they give potential clients and visitors to their site. So I believe most of them would probably run this, and you can run this too, because it prepares a quick automated audit. I mean, you can crawl the entire site and make a neat little audit, which you can convert to PDF and brand it with your logo and shoot it off to the person who requested the audit. So that's cool. And then it's got a rank tracker, which is a desktop rank tracker. So you'll have to sort of make sure your PC is on when you schedule this. If you schedule this to run on a day-to-day basis, or on a weekly basis, or whatever time frame you give it, it's just a rank tracker. Since they do have to keep updating the modules every year and Google changes, you got to pay for this on a year-to-year basis. So it's a good alternative to some of the web-based rank trackers, but then it takes up your resources and things like that. So unless you have a virtual private server, VPS, a remotely hosted box, then this makes sense. You can run it on that. Otherwise, you don't want to keep your machine running and things like that. Then there's SpyFu, SimilarWeb, and SEMrush, and these all 3 of these are sort of similar in what they do. With SEMrush being the most popular, SimilarWeb is also popular, and they do have like a very expensive plan. They do have a $50 a month plan, but they do also have, I think it's maybe $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a year plan. But that gives you some really insightful data. It tells you basically what the most popular pages of a particular site are, which pages are making the most sales. So if you wanted to go and get some insights into Amazon and see what products are selling the most on Amazon, SimilarWeb will do that for you, but you got to pay $15,000 a year for it, and it's fantastic. The amount of data you get is crazy. I mean, they use a backdoor method to get this. You would be wondering how, how do they know what's selling on Amazon and what's most popular? Don't you have to have access to the server? Well, those fancy nifty plugins you use on Chrome and Firefox and everything. uh, those plugins and those extensions are basically can track the sites you go to, right? So SimilarWeb sets up backdoor deals with all these famous and popular, the highest installed plugins. They do backdoor deals and they give them a script, a piece of code to insert into the extension, into the plugin, and yeah, that's running when you use that tool. You don't know about it, but you agree to the terms of service, and then they run this thing in the back without you knowing it, and they track every site you visit. So not only can Google track sites you're visiting, but so can SimilarWeb, right? And then if they get about 10% of the people or 5% of the net also installing this, and they have a huge diverse portfolio and range of people installing it, then you get to know, right? You can use statistics to sort of analyze how much, which URLs are being accessed the most, which products are being accessed, what pages of different sites, kind of like exactly what Alexa did, which was bought over by Amazon later. So Alexa did the similar thing, but SimilarWeb just took it to another scale. That's an Israeli company. So, ingenious piece of software. And SpyFu does basically just spies on other sites and the keywords and things like that, just probably like what AHREFS and others do, but more focused on keywords and things like that. So SEMrush is also good. I use it quite a bit. But ever since AHREFS powered up their services, I have stopped using SEMrush because I'm not going to pay for two different tools, right? When Ahrefs does everything. So I'm not saying SEMrush doesn't do some of the stuff. It does have an advantage, but I pretty much use Ahrefs even when I'm spying on other sites nowadays. So with that said, let's go to the next video.